morning to you and welcome to the Hour of Joy. I'm your host, Joy Sutton. Many of us spend all of our lives working, just looking forward to retirement. But does anyone really retire these days? For some seniors, instead of life slowing down, it's just beginning. Take a look. Patricia Howard loves a good book. She never imagined in her late 60s she'd be writing her own and starting her own business.
Now I'm meeting writers and entrepreneurs and CEOs of major corporations, and it's a whole different thing, and I love it. I love every minute of it.
At a time in her life when you'd expect Patricia to be slowing down, she's just getting revved up.
As I've retired, I've gotten busier because now I can do things that I've wanted to do. And when I was working, I was raising kids, I was a caregiver to my mom, and all my thought process was in taking care of them financially. Now that I'm retired, it's my time.
Time she now spends promoting her series of books, The Ultimate Golden Age Survival Guide. The books are designed to help low to moderate income seniors find free or low-cost medications, health care, housing, food, and other safety net programs.
I'm on Facebook, I have a Twitter account, I've got my own video on YouTube. I mean, that alone, is like mind-boggling for a senior citizen.
Patricia says she doesn't feel 68.
So how old do you feel?
I'd say 45, yeah. I'm always amazed to look in the mirror and I go, oh my gosh, that's not me. So, but yeah, I feel 45. And I think a lot of times I think that age.
So true retirement is probably years away.
I don't think anybody retires anymore. Everybody at 60, 70, 80 years old, they're still working, or if they're not working at a job, they're volunteering and stuff. So I think 70 is the new 40. So I don't think I'll ever slow down. Hopefully never.
Good morning. I hope your day is off to a great start. Well, it used to be when you heard the word retirement, you would picture rocking chairs, early bird specials, and trips to Florida. But Booty Bell Tuning and Patricia Howard don't always fit that mold. They are redefining retirement, and they are not alone. And they joined us this morning. Y'all look so good. I can't even figure out your ages. You look so good.
Thank you so much. That's a real compliment.
And I mean, you think about being 68 and 75, and y'all look so good. What is the secret? How do you do it? I know you were saying, Patricia, that 70s are the new 40s.
New 40s, I believe that wholeheartedly. If you start thinking that you're 70 and you're old, then your whole life starts to revolve around being old. I think you have to think like you're still 40 or 45, and your life is totally different. I brought up my grandchildren, and when I look back, I feel more the mother of my grandchildren than the grandmother of my grandchildren.
And Patricia, I'm impressed with you. You got Facebook down, Twitter down. Many of us young folks can't even figure, I guess I'm not so young, but many of us young folks still can't figure out Twitter. You've got Facebook, Twitter, Yahoo. You know, I think you're out to prove that you're never too old to continue to learn.
Never too old. I took tons of classes. The Small Business Administration has been fabulous. I've taken all kinds of business classes, computer classes, because I knew how to get on the computer. I just didn't know what to do with it once I got there. So when I started designing my website, and nowadays a lot of the things are very easy to understand, but you do need a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of tech knowledge behind it. Otherwise, you get totally lost. But the classes that I've taken, the classes at the library, the local library had some great classes. And if you continue learning, it takes you a long way.
A lot of people, I think, after retirement are keeping going. I mean, people don't really retire these days. I was talking to my mom. I'm like, Mom, you are more busy. Where are you? You are supposed to be at home. And she's out hitting the streets and doing stuff. So it just makes me think in retirement, people are saying, I'm not slowing down. Patricia, you started a business.
I started a business. Yeah, I didn't plan on it. Actually, I hadn't planned on writing the books. It kind of fell into my lap. And when I originally started, it was going to be like a 20-page newsletter. And by the time I finished doing all my research, I ended up with about 700 pages. So I divided it into 4 books. And then the easiest way to get a book out really quickly is an ebook, which meant then I had to design a website to showcase the ebooks that I've written. And it kind of snowballed from there. Then everybody told me, well, you have to have a video on your website.
So then you're like, oh my goodness, I got to get a video. I got the YouTube. That's where the YouTube comes. But I think when people see that and say at 68, you can start your own business. I mean, you learned how to write. You told me you weren't a writer before. You gained a new skill and you said, I can do this. What has that meant to you to be able to do this in your 60s?
Well, I think one of the things I like best about it is the books that I've written are for low-income seniors and caregivers. So it's kind of like giving back. And you turn around, and your life doesn't revolve around you as much as you age as it did when you were younger. It was you and your kids, and everything that you're doing gets compressed into that real tight little family unit. As you get older, I think you become more universal, and you want to do more for more people and larger audiences, and like the volunteering that Booty does.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like you said, just giving back. And one of the things, Patricia, I wanted to ask you, you know, staying young, one of the things that you've tried to do with your books is give people the resources so they can stay young, and keeping them healthy food-wise, prescription-wise. Tell me a little bit about your books and what you hope they will do. I know we kind of talked about the different topics, but what do you hope these books will mean for people and seniors in our community?
Well, in each of the books, I ended with an inspirational message, because I don't think that getting old is just the physical. It's actually the mental. And I think a lot of the things that happens as people age, they start staying home more often, and they don't get out, they don't socialize, they don't do things that they enjoy. They're just sitting home all the time. And I think what I wanted to do is, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't stay home. Get out. Do things. It's a great opportunity to start getting involved in the community, doing the ancestry thing. Now on television, there's 2 great programs that show people looking at their roots and doing research. You're retired now. This is a great time to do it. It's a gift that you can give to your children and your grandchildren about their history. I think this is fabulous. And I think if you look for the joy in everything, if you give yourself
I like that joy.
And I like that joy, see?
You got it, girl.
She played right on in.
You've got to have an inspiration. I read a lot of inspirational books. I like poetry, and there's so much inspirational poetry out there. So when I ended each of the books, I hope I've given them ways to be able to access free and low-cost prescriptions or food or housing. But it's all tied into how you feel. Poor is a state of mind. You might be financially challenged, but you're not poor. Poor is in your mind. Take that out of there and change it around. And I think a lot of people, if they are giving to the community, it takes them out of their own mind of feeling sorry for themselves, because there's always somebody who has it worse off than you do.
Amen.
And I think you guys have had so much wonderful advice. And any last words of wisdom for someone who's sitting home, who may be in their 60s and 70s and go, oh my gosh, life is over, the best part of me is gone, what would you say to them?
Really feel that if you get out of the house and start doing things, and it doesn't have to be anything big, it can be small things, helping a neighbor out. That's
oh yeah.
I live in a retirement community, and it's very
just
strange.
Small things.
It's a small thing, just to help somebody go grocery shopping or take them to their doctor's visit. It doesn't have to be a big event or the whole entire community.
Just making a difference.
Just making a difference, one person at a time.
And I so appreciate you guys doing that. Y'all talk so much, I want to keep going, but I know we're out of time. And I appreciate you guys joining us, and thanks for being an inspiration that, you know what, I'm going to look good when I'm 82. So I'm going to keep up with y'all.
All right. Thank you for
coming on.